During the summer of 2020, WWE shocked fans with the debut of one of its most mysterious and chaotic factions in recent history, Retribution. The group, characterized by its anarchic, masked personas and penchant for causing disruption across Raw, was initially shrouded in secrecy. While the faction eventually revealed Mustafa Ali as its leader, the creative process behind Retribution's formation included discussions about a very different type of leadership, one that could have placed a female WWE superstar at the forefront of the group. According to interviews and behind-the-scenes accounts, WWE had considered multiple options for the leadership of Retribution. At one point, the creative team explored the idea of having Sonya Deville, a well-established female competitor known for her technical skill and intense presence, lead the faction. The concept was radical in the sense that WWE rarely placed women in positions of authority over mixed-gender stables, particularly in a context that blended chaos, rebellion, and societal commentary. Deville's potential role as the leader would have positioned her as a groundbreaking figure in WWE history, commanding a faction designed to make statements and disrupt the status quo of the main roster. Sonya Deville was known for her work in WWE as part of the Fire and Desire duo with Mandy Rose, where she displayed a mix of athleticism, strength, and cunning. At the time Retribution was being conceptualized, Deville was embroiled in a storyline with Rose that would culminate at SummerSlam 2020 in a high-stakes no-disqualification loser-leaves WWE match. Although the feud showcased Deville's resilience and her willingness to take on daring storylines, the timing of Retribution's debut meant that WWE had to carefully consider how her character could be integrated into another major storyline. The possibility of having her as the leader was floated, but the logistics of overlapping storylines, as well as the need to develop new characters to populate the faction, complicated matters. Retribution's original concept leaned heavily into the idea of rebellion against WWE's corporate system, portraying a group of disenfranchised wrestlers masked and unified under a single banner. The creative vision was ambitious, aiming to introduce a level of unpredictability and social commentary not commonly seen on the main roster. The idea of a female leader was intriguing to the creative team because it offered a fresh perspective and could challenge traditional gender roles in professional wrestling. A leader like Deville would not only bring credibility in the ring but also an aura of authority and intimidation, reinforcing the faction's identity as a serious threat to WWE's establishment. Despite the early discussions, WWE eventually decided to position Mustafa Ali as the leader of Retribution. Ali, who had long campaigned for opportunities to showcase his character in a prominent role, was ultimately selected to front the faction. The decision was influenced by multiple factors, including Ali's willingness to embrace the role, his unique look and in-ring style, and his ability to deliver promos that aligned with the faction's anti-establishment narrative. Under Ali's leadership, Retribution became known for a series of chaotic attacks on wrestlers and officials, marking one of WWE's more controversial storylines in recent years. Members such as T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack, Reckoning Mia Yim, and Retaliation Mercedes Martinez completed the roster, each bringing their own flair to the group. Interestingly, the idea of Deville leading Retribution was not entirely discarded in fan discussions or backstage speculation. Many observers felt that her leadership could have altered the group's trajectory, perhaps giving it a more cohesive and strategic approach rather than the often unfocused chaos that ensued. Deville's reputation for intensity and calculated aggression might have given the faction a different identity, potentially enhancing both storylines and audience investment. Her involvement could have also provided additional opportunities to elevate other women in the company, aligning with WWE's ongoing efforts to promote women in more prominent and meaningful roles. From a narrative standpoint, a female-led Retribution would have been revolutionary. WWE has gradually moved towards greater gender inclusivity, particularly with the rise of the women's evolution, which saw female wrestlers headline major events and receive equal billing in storylines. Deville's potential leadership would have been a natural extension of this philosophy, demonstrating that women could lead mixed-gender factions, make decisive in-ring and out-of-ring decisions, and be central figures in controversial, high-profile angles. It would have signaled a willingness to challenge entrenched norms and give women roles traditionally reserved for men, aligning with broader societal discussions on gender equity. While Retribution ultimately did not feature Deville as its leader, her consideration for the role is indicative of WWE's willingness to explore unconventional ideas, even if they do not ultimately make it to air. The notion highlights the iterative process of creative decision-making in professional wrestling, where multiple concepts, storylines, and casting options are explored before finalizing a direction. It also underscores the respect WWE had for Deville's abilities, recognizing her as someone capable of carrying a faction and commanding attention both inside and outside the ring. The story of Deville and Retribution remains a fascinating, what-if, scenario for fans and analysts alike. It serves as a reminder of how professional wrestling is shaped by countless variables, including timing, audience perception, character development, and storyline cohesion. While Mustafa Ali's leadership defined the version of Retribution that fans saw, the idea of a female leader, particularly someone of Deville's caliber, adds an intriguing layer to the faction's history. Wrestling enthusiasts continue to speculate about how her involvement could have changed the faction's legacy, imagining scenarios where Retribution's impact was even more significant and the storyline became a landmark moment for women in professional wrestling. In retrospect, the discussions about Deville leading Retribution reveal the complexities of WWE's creative process. From character selection to story arc planning, every decision involves balancing performer capabilities, fan expectations, and long-term narrative objectives. Although the faction is often remembered for its masked chaos and Ali's eventual leadership, the behind-the-scenes considerations demonstrate WWE's openness to innovation and the recognition of female talent in potentially game-changing roles. Ultimately, Sonya Deville's consideration as the leader of Retribution stands as a testament to her stature in WWE and the evolving landscape of professional wrestling. It remains a fascinating anecdote about how alternative creative directions could have significantly altered the perception and impact of one of WWE's most talked-about factions of the 2020 era. While fans can only speculate on what might have been, the notion of a female-led Retribution adds depth to the history of WWE storytelling and highlights the ongoing potential for groundbreaking, unconventional ideas in the wrestling world.